So Chris and I are sitting here.
Shanann Watts appeared to be your typical happy Coloradian wife and mother. Christopher Watts appeared to be your typical happy Coloradian husband and father. But the secrets kept from within the darkness would ultimately lead to the family's demise. Secrets so terrible they could only be hidden within the oil fields of Colorado. Frederick, Colorado. On Monday, August 13, 2018 at 1:48 a.m., Nicole Atkinson and Shanann Watts returned home from a business trip hosted by their employer, Lavelle. After not hearing from Shanann regarding her scheduled prenatal appointment the next day, Nicole Atkins grows concerned. Nicole decides to go to the Watts residence and knock on the door and peek in the windows, but Shanann is nowhere in sight. Thinking that something suspicious might be going on, Nicole makes a phone call to Shanann's husband, Chris, who is currently working as a site supervisor in an oil field 40 miles away. Chris had told Nicole that Shanann took their daughters Celeste and Bella on a playdate with a friend, and that he would be on his way home shortly. Nicole decides to call the police regardless.
Hi, Stacey. My name is Nicole, and I'm calling because I'm concerned about a friend of mine. I dropped her off at her house at 2 in the morning last night because we were out of town together, and we were on the way back from the airport, and she's having issues, and she's pregnant, and I haven't been able to get a hold of her this morning, and I've gone to her house, and her car's there, and stuff like that, but she won't answer the door, she won't answer phone calls, she won't answer text messages. And I'm just really, really concerned. And she had a doctor's appointment this morning, and she didn't go to it. And I don't know what to do. I've called him and talked to him, and he said that she went on a play date with her other two daughters. But, if she went on a play date, they're both in car seats. Why would she not take her car?
At 1:42 p.m., Frederick police officer Scott Coonrad responds to the call and meets Nicole and her son at the Watts residence.
What's that? Yeah. How you been? Nicole?
Yes.
What's going on?
So my friend, we're out of town for a business trip this weekend.
Right.
And I dropped her off at 2 o'clock this morning.
Officer Coonrad makes every attempt to call out to Shanann, even speaking to her neighbors.
How you doing? You seen your neighbors today?
Approximately 20 minutes later, Chris Watts arrives home, letting in the officer and Nicole.
Mind if I come in, Chris?
During the walkthrough of the residence, Officer Coonrad, Nicole, and Chris Watts discover items in the house which would not have typically been left behind had Shanann left for a playdate, including Shanann's purse, her phone, lupus medication, and an unpacked suitcase from the night before. Upon inspection upstairs, Officer Coonrad noticed that the master bedroom sheets had been stripped from the bed. During the walkthrough, the Watts neighbor, Nathan Trinistich, intervenes and informs Officer Coonrad that he has surveillance video that might help with the search. The video is recorded from a camera facing outside the Trinistich home, where a portion of the Watts family driveway can be seen.
walking back and forth, and if you look.
Shanann and Christopher appeared to have the perfect family lifestyle, with 6 years of marriage, 2 beautiful girls, and a son on the way who they intended to name Nico. But things are not always as they appear. In July of 2018, Shanann makes a 5-week trip to North Carolina with the girls and leaves Chris behind. Text messages during this time reveal the relationship between Chris and Shanann was very different from what appeared on the surface. According to Shanann's friend, Shanann had discovered a charge to her credit card for a restaurant bill that appeared to be a little high for a husband who's dining alone. Shanann grew concerned that Chris might be having a relationship outside of their marriage. After the initial search, police bring in cadaver dogs to search the Watts residence. It was at this time that they discovered that one of the missing bedsheets was rolled up into a trash can in the Watts family kitchen. As police grew more concerned, Shanann's disappearance gets massive media attention. Christopher Watts agreed to be interviewed by Denver 7 News to spread awareness and attempt to bring his family home.
Shanann, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back. Like, if somebody has her, just please bring her back. I need to see everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete without anybody here. Please bring her back.
During the media frenzy, a shocking phone call is made to the police department that would throw a twist in the investigation that no one saw coming.
And, I'm worried about these licenses. Like, really worried about these licenses. Like, I don't know where they are. You don't know where they are. Nobody knows where they're at. And it's just freaking me out because these little girls are like, they're so little. And she's pregnant. And it's like, where's their mom? Where are these babies? Where are these babies? And it makes me sad, and it's just
is gonna affect me long term. It's like, I'm gonna wake up every day and know that this mom and her unborn child and these 2 little girls are not around anymore, and it breaks my heart.
It turned out that Nicole Kissinger was the unknowing mistress of Christopher Watts. While there's no physical evidence linking Christopher Watts to the disappearance of his wife and daughters, the police become increasingly suspicious and decide to bring him in for an interview and lie detector test on August 15, 2018. The lie detector administrator presents Watts with information that is on the surface helpful, but this is a strong tactic to reinforce the accuracy of the test, which would break down any bit of confidence a liar would have to get away with murder. During a pre-test, the lie detector asks Chris Watts to write the number 3 on a piece of paper. She will then ask him if he has written any one of those numbers, 4 of which will be truthful, 1 of which will be a lie.
Regarding what number you wrote on the piece of paper, did you write the number 1?
No.
Did you write the number 2?
No.
Did you write the number 3?
No.
Did you write the number 4?
No.
Did you write the number 5?
No.
The lie detector administrator makes sure that Chris understands that the test works perfectly well.
So, you obviously are a really bad liar. Have people told you that before? Like, the second you tell a lie, they can tell, on your face that... Because the second you lied to the number 3, I don't know if you heard me clicking, but I had to, turn down the sensitivity because you were starting to go off the page. So, that is what I need to see as a polygrapher, because that tells me that you know it's wrong to tell a lie. And you're actually having a significant reaction when you lie, so that is awesome. So thank you for being a horrible liar. No, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We don't want to be good liars, so thank you for being a horrible liar.
Shortly after all confidence is broken down, the real test begins.
Do you know where Shanann is now?
No.
Before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them?
No.
Did you physically cause Shanann's disappearance?
No.
When the results from the lie detector test are revealed, Chris Watts would desperately try to push away the walls that were quickly closing around him.
It is completely clear that you were not honest during the testing, and I think you already know that. You did not pass the polygraph test. Okay. So now we need to talk about what actually happened. And I feel like you're probably ready to do that.
I didn't lie to you on that polygraph, I promise.
Chris,
I know.
Stop. It's time. Just stop for a minute. Take a deep breath. I want you to take a deep breath.
As this interview was being conducted, investigators searched the oil site where Chris Watts was working the day before. At the site, a bedsheet matching the one found in the Watts family kitchen trash is found in the brush. Feeling like they are drawing close to the truth, investigators attempt to give Chris a less insidious way to explain his family's disappearance.
Did Shanann do something?
She did anything to these kids. We both love them with all our hearts. There's no way.
It could have been an accident. Something happened in the house that you know about. You failed the polygraph test, right? This is not about, did you leave and your wife vanished and you didn't know anything about it. That was not what you were asked, okay? We know that something happened to all three of them. But I want to know, did something happen to these baby girls first that you had to take into your own hands and deal with?
You had to clean it up for Shanann.
With this new option now on the table, Chris asked to speak privately to his father. Investigators agree and leave the room, but keep all recording devices on.
You smell it? Or sober? I didn't hear anything. No, I was downstairs. I came back up and they were gone. I don't know, like you talking to her about that. Talking to her about separation and everything, about when she lost her. I don't know, like, what else to say, like, I freaked out. Those are my kids.
At the end of their conversation, investigators return to the room to confront Chris again, this time to ask where his family are laid. Chris had informed detectives that he had placed Celeste in one oil tank and Bella in another, while laying his wife and unborn child underground several yards away from his daughters. On August 15, 2018, at 3:11 p.m., Christopher Watts was arrested and charged with the murder of his wife and two daughters, along with the unlawful termination of an unborn child. On August 16th, police recovered the bodies of Shanann, Bella, and Celeste. They were laid to rest in Shanann's home state of North Carolina on September 1st, 2018. As the trial looms closer, prosecutor Michael J. Rourke contemplates the death penalty, while the defense team of Christopher Watts asks for DNA swabs of Bella and Celeste's neck to prove that Shanann was in fact the murderer, while Chris was merely carrying out justice for the gruesome death of his little girls. This request was eventually denied, causing his team to make one last-ditch effort to save his life. They put a motion in for a plea deal. If Chris Watts pleads guilty to all counts, he will be spared the death penalty. The prosecution agrees, and on November 6, 2018, Chris Watts pleads guilty to all 9 charges, including the murder of his wife, 2 children, and unborn son. On November 19, 2018, Chris Watts sits in a courtroom to listen to the impact statements from his parents.
Now to my son Christopher, I have known you since the day you were born into this world. I have watched you grow from a quiet and sweet, curious child who Bella reminded me so much of, to a young man who worked hard in sports and later mechanics to achieve your goals. You are a good friend, brother, father, and son. You have We have loved you from the beginning, and we still love you now. This might be hard for some to understand, how I can sit here under these circumstances and tell you, although we are heartbroken, although we can't imagine what could have led us to this day, but we love you.
Along with the mother and father of Shanann.
You have no heart or feelings or love. Let me tell you something. I will think of them every day of my life, and I love them every day of my life. Prison is too good for you. This is hard to say, but may God have mercy on your soul. I hope you enjoy your new life. It's nothing like the one you had out here. May the courts have no mercy on you. It's hard every day. It hurts in so many ways. I have heard people say that you're not a monster. No, you are not. You're an evil monster. Thank you. Love you, Shannon, Bella, and Nico. Love you, Pop and Dad. And one other thing. And Shannon says she is super excited for justice today.
When Chris Watts was given the opportunity to speak, he declined. Immediately after, the judge hands down to Chris life in prison with no possibility of parole, plus 84 years. With nothing more to lose, on February 18, 2019, Chris Watts sits down with investigators to come clean about the events that led to the gruesome murder of his family.
There was already something in my mind that was implanted that I was going to do it, and I woke up that morning and it was going to happen, and I had no control of it. I didn't. Well, that's interesting. Okay, just
Was it feeling like it was in motion and you just couldn't stop it?
Yeah, it was just like, I don't even want to know what she saw when she looked back at me. Honestly.
Did you look at her? What was she doing?
She wasn't fighting.
So what happened next?
Bella came in the room.
Is that what happened? Bella came in. What she said?
Fine.
Did she hear something? Is that what she heard?
Obviously, I think.
Okay. What'd you tell me?
I don't feel good.
And then, did that happen with Bella right in that room?
Not in front of her.
What happened?
She walked in as, she's talking up. She was sleeping.
Mm-hmm. Did you take her back to her room?
Put Shannon in that sheet and found the site.
Okay. And what?
Carried her downstairs, backed my truck up.
At that point, were the girls still there? Okay. So then Shanann's in the truck. Then went back to the house.
Got everybody back in the truck.
And then what happened after that?
CC was first. She did have a blanket. She had a blue blanket. A Yankee blanket.
So was she alive when she went into the oil tank? No?
I put the blanket over her head.
And that's how she passed. Couldn't breathe.
I put the blanket over her head. I didn't want to. No. I strangled her right there in the back seat.
Okay.
What was Bella doing?
She was minutes later.
Did she understand? Did she know what was going on?
She didn't say anything.
And then the same for Bella. Just without a blanket.
look. Like every time I closed my eyes, I just hear her saying, "Daddy, no," and that was it.
On the surface, the Watts family appeared to be perfect, the American dream. However, the secrets that lay underneath told a much different tale. Christopher Watts will spend the rest of his life in prison, while his wife and children have no more life to spend. Never judge a book by its cover, for what lies in the pages below could be the deadly truth.